Running with the runners. 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 Running with the runners.
Welcome in. You are running with the runners. It's Tuesday, September 2nd, 2025. I cannot believe we are into September, Mims. Guys, I hope you have been listening to us for the last 6 years when we've been telling you to buy assets because we just keep winning and it just keeps getting better. As always, we got my good brother here, Ricardo Hamilton, aka Mims, making it make sense of why people want to get assets as quickly as possible. What's going on, brother? Good to see you.
Yeah. Fired up and excited as always. I mean, what a time to be alive, man. Living through the largest and greatest wealth transfer ever in history. People really just don't understand the magnitude of what we're dealing with right now, the opportunity that they have, and how bad it's going to get for those who aren't aware of what's going on and doing certain things right now. But I'm always pumped up and excited to come on a live show and make sure that people grasp the magnitude of the opportunity that we know and see is going on and how they can capitalize on it. But what's going on, brother Texit Ranger Mike Tharp?
Hey man, it's just been a whirlwind the last few weeks. We finished the upgrade for the 9-pack, so many people now have multiple business centers in Texit. We had our greatest week ever in the history of the company, the greatest week ever in the history of the runners in Texit. We're going to get to that here in a minute, right? But let's give some due of what is going on when it comes to the market and gold. Right now, let me pull this up here. Bro, this is crazy. I cannot believe this is happening. Like, do you remember, Ricardo, when we used to come on this live every week and talk about gold and silver, and gold was stuck at like 1,800? It felt like forever.
Yeah. And
now gold has a $24 trillion market cap at a price of $3,600. Shout out to gold, man. I mean, guys, this is absolutely crazy. The massive inflation we're seeing, the devaluing of the dollar. Yeah. And Mims, we have a special guest that's going to break it down a little bit. But I'll let you just kind of enjoy this moment because, again, you've even been doing this longer than I have, of telling people to get gold specifically. I'm more of I kind of came in more on silver, but you've been talking about gold for almost a decade, bro. So take your lap. This is your victory lap right here, bro. I'll put you on the main screen. It's your time to shine.
Yeah, no, I'm right there with you, brother. You know, I started out in silver in 2011, and in 2018, that's when I found a phenomenal platform and system to help people get gold in small increments. And we just had a lot of success with that on the physical gold side. And gold was $1,100, $1,200 an ounce, at that time. And and the whole purpose that we were telling people to get gold was just to preserve your wealth, to preserve the purchasing power of your dollars, to hedge against financial crisis and inflation. Okay. And we're seeing today, gold hitting an all-time high of $3,600 per ounce. We're talking about 2018 at that time. So we're talking about 7 years. Okay. And I mean, saving in cash obviously this is a horrible, horrible strategy. For the last 7 years, if you've been putting, your money in dollars in a savings account or saving in cash, it costs massively. You're getting poor, but if you see it in gold, obviously you see people out, you're winning, and that's the whole point. And there's also a catch to that, though, folks. When you see gold hitting all-time highs like this is not middle class people buying gold. This is the central banks of the world, the governments of the world, the hedge funds and private wealth funds of the world, the wealthy and the wise of the world buying gold. But they're not buying it because it's a great investment per se. They're generally buying it because it's a hedge against loss in confidence in the dollar and the present fiat debt-based monetary system. So what gold is really giving us a signal that there is an economic crisis in the dollar. That is a signal that there's an economic crisis in the dollar. Okay. And so it's exciting for us because we hold gold and we help people hold gold and we get paid to help people hold gold. But the masses of people are going to get wiped out financially because they don't understand the time and what must be done and how significant this time period is that we're living in history, which is greater than anything that we've ever read in history books or any religious text. But I mean, yeah, Mike, this is definitely, we've been preaching the message, the right message, and you can see that today in the valuation of the assets and where the economy is going.
Well, we have a special guest on here, Ricardo, Amanda, who's going to break down how big 1971 was and what happened when we went off the gold standard. She's a little better looking than us, so maybe people will listen to her.
What really happened in 1971? On August 15th of that year, the US dollar stopped being backed by gold. Before, you could trade dollars for a fixed amount of gold, keeping money stable. But the US was spending big on the Vietnam War and social programs, printing dollars to cover it. Other countries started swapping dollars for gold, draining the US reserves. So, Nixon ended the gold standard, making the dollar fiat, backed only by trust. Now governments can print unlimited money, causing inflation. A 1971 dollar buys about 14 cents today. But Bitcoin's different. There's only 21 million, no one can print more. And unlike fiat, which is controlled by banks, Bitcoin's decentralized and scarce, like digital gold. Choose real money. And follow me for more Bitcoin wisdom.
So Mims, I think that's a great point she brings up there, is that, Bitcoin is now digital gold, right? It's a store of value. And very few people are going in, to buy coffee and a sandwich using Bitcoin because it is very slow. It is more expensive to use. Now, if you're talking about moving $10,000, $100,000, yeah, Bitcoin's great. And so I think, what we have here with Texit is almost the silver to Bitcoin, right? Whereas we're going to Texit is super fast, super cheap. And the way we're advertising and marketing and expanding across the globe, specifically the United States, bringing in, the downtown dollars where local communities starting in Texas, but spreading out, can use Texit to pay for your haircut, to pay for your sandwich, right? To pay to get your car fixed. And so this is, to me, a win-win for everybody who understands the power of assets.
Yeah, I mean, it really comes down to people understanding that we have options, that we get to choose. The backbone of the whole global economy is the average person. It's the middle class. It's the worker. It's the small business owner. And it's in the old financial system, we didn't have a choice. The government gave us fiat currency. Everybody had to use fiat currency. But now, because of blockchain, decentralized money, we have an option. We have a choice. We have a way to escape the financial tyranny in the devaluation of our hard-earned labor and wealth by saying, well, we don't want to use dollars for commerce. We need to get other local business owners, other communities, other people using a debt-free money. And like Bobby Gray talked about today on the Zoom, he talked about a debt-free money, and that's what we have here. We don't have to use the money of slaves, which is paper fiat currency, dollars. We actually can use people's money, our own money, a debt-based, blockchain-based money, right? And so, this is the opportunity. This is the option, that we have. This is the revolution that's taking place where before there was no way, a way is being made. And for those who take that path and see the opportunity of the light of day, they're going to, survive and benefit, while others are going to get wiped out. But yeah, I mean, that was a great point. The Federal Reserve, their system is dying. The dollar is dying. Blockchain, digital assets, Bitcoin, gold and silver. We're coming back to a common sense monetary standard.
Yeah, and this meme we made this week for our team, they can only control us because we use their currency. That's the thing, guys. Like that's where I realized Bitcoin and other cryptocurrencies are the only way to freedom. That's it. Because think about, we just celebrated Labor Day, right? Wages are given in US dollars. Money is a store of labor. So when you spend 8 hours working, you are taking that and storing it in the US dollar that continues to go down. Since 1971, $1 has turned into 14 cents. Since 1913, I think it's almost like a penny, right? So inflation is the silent killer. So buy Texit, buy Bitcoin, buy XRP, buy silver, guys. You need to have assets. And of course, we love Texit because you buy an asset that pays you in assets every day. It's hard to do that. It's hard to go out and buy a silver mine that does that. So, Mims, some other stuff I wanted to point out.
And while you put that up, I want to say that's the thing about what we have here. When you really understand the scam, the fraud of the system, you really see that we don't really need credit. This whole system that they've put in place is because they've taken away the value, the preservation of wealth. And so because they've created a devalued system, now you have to have credit. Now, they have these systems that make it harder for people to maintain their standard of living or increase or their future outlook to look better. But when you have a monetary standard of store of value, and you can look back in the past and in history to see that people were able to afford a brand new house. People were able to afford a car. The husband worked and was able to take care of the whole family. What happened? What happened? We can see what happened and we know what happened, but now we have a solution, we have an option, and it's important that the people wake up to that and start to implement and be a part of the solution as opposed to continuing to support the problem.
No, that's it, guys. We have to stand up for our freedom and liberty. Like, they're not just going to give it to us. You have to do something different. If your plan is to get paid in dollars and save them and send money to Wall Street for 40 or 50 years, nothing's going to change. We're going to all continue to be slaves, and again, what they don't factor in is true inflation, right? The numbers are cooked. They lie about inflation. They rig the numbers. They manipulate it. So again, now I don't know about this guy and the 20% capital gains tax, but these are the numbers, right, of what's going on. And, I was explaining to one of my financial advisor friends that I think stocks are a scam. Look at the S&P 500. When you look at the real inflation, you're getting about 2% real return. And guess what you pay in fees, to get your hedge funds or whatever? It's usually close to 1%, if not more. So you're looking at making a real return of what, 1% now in the S&P 500? The NASDAQ's just 4%. And, the guy makes a good point there is you don't pay capital gains taxes on physical gold, but if you just buy a stock or ETF, you do, which is what a lot of people do. And of course, we don't do that. We never tell you guys to do that. Always get the physical gold and silver. But again, real estate at negative, 10-year treasury at negative, cash at negative. So again, guys, if you're not getting real physical assets and digital assets that you hold in your own possession, you're basically losing or making 1 or 2% a year, which is basically nothing.
Yeah, I mean, it's a rigged, managed, and manipulated economy. The whole stock market is rigged, managed, and manipulated. You guys have to understand that the economic cycles, because we have a debt-based fiat monetary system, and because debt is equal to money, and the creation of debt is money, and as there's more debt, that burden on the interest on the debt, you see that we have booms and busts in the stock market. So even if you do have some significant gains, it's just a matter of time before the valuations of these companies are overvalued and you have a market crash, and the Wall Street wins again on either side. But people are becoming more aware of how the system works and how it's not in their favor and how they can actually take advantage and win with digital assets, and physical assets like gold and silver.
So again, guys, I don't know exactly what that mean, but essentially, right now, Americans are cut off from a lot of exchanges. Like, we can't get on Binance, right? We can't get on, unless you kind of know the back doors and using VPNs, you can't get on MEXC. You can't get on, what's the one Texit is traded on? Bitmart. There's all sorts of exchanges we can't get on. Like back in the day, you could be on Binance. Back in the day, you could be on, what was the other one we used all the time?
Crack?
Starts
No,
with
not
an M. Starts with an M. Anyways, it was you could just get on any exchange.
Right.
The world was your oyster.
Yeah.
Get any crypto anywhere. Now, we know what to do and we teach our team what to do, but most normal people in America, they can just get on Coinbase, crypto.com, and Kraken. By the time a crypto gets there, you're the exit liquidity. Like it's already gone up 100, 500,000%.
Yeah.
And you're the idiot buying it once the guys in Asia bought it when it was a penny and you're buying it for $10. So I believe this will open the floodgates. Way more liquidity, way more price discovery. Obviously, I don't think it necessarily means anything for XRP and HBAR, but it just means that it is now global, right? There are no gates being held holding Americans back. And again, I don't care what you think of Trump, but at least he's changing this. Like basically, and again, he was in his first term. I don't know what he was doing then. But basically, Trump in his first term and Biden in his second term were basically like, hey, we're going to keep Americans poor and not let them into Bitcoin and blockchain is essentially what they did. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, we see where this is going, opportunity, inclusion, openness, take advantage, because when you're seeing all these developments, when you're seeing all of these, insights on, where this market is going and the freeing up of this market and people's ability to access these markets and these assets, this is what has kept a lot of people poor, because remember in the traditional financial system, you had to be an accredited investor to get in on, you didn't even get in. They didn't even talk to you, or you wouldn't even know about opportunities where you could put in a couple thousand and turn it into six figures. 10,000 turn into six figures. You had to be an accredited investor. They had all these kind of ways to stop you and inhibit you and block you from being able to get into opportunities early on. And now with blockchain, like Mike talked about, a lot of these projects, they start out at pennies. Mike, you saw Solana when it was, I remember you talking about a couple dollars. It was less than that. Might have been 50 cents. I can't remember. It was so early. We caught it at the beginning. And it rolled up to hundreds of dollars. But generally, when something of that value, if they know it's going to be big, you can't even get on it. How long I've been on Facebook? You think they allowed me to get on Facebook IPO? I've been a user and supporter of Facebook. No, they ain't let me get on Facebook IPO. Nope. Nah, they let Wall Street accredited investors and big money people get in on the IPO. And then when they listed it on the stock market, then they expect me to come in and start buying it at the top. And then they drop the shares, talking about we overvaluated the price of it. Come on now. This is the opportunity that you have now with blockchain and crypto. If you guys realize this is the largest wealth transfer in history. You need to plug in, you need to tap in, and you need to hold and secure your digital assets.
Yeah, and I got to remake this meme for Texit, right? But again, guys, Bobby Gray talked about this in the last week of like, let them laugh at us, right? Most people won't get it. Everything that's new, oh, that's a Ponzi. Oh, that's a scam. They said the same thing about Bitcoin, right? JP Morgan Chase, oh, it's rat poison, all this stuff. They're going to say the same thing about Texit. The question is, are you going to take action and get in on Texit, or are you going to say no again? Are you going to miss Bitcoin 2.0? Because again, guys, we're talking about real proof of work, physical miners, layer one, with the ability to have layer twos and stable coins. We have advertisements all over the country. I don't know if this is official, okay, but apparently we have an affiliation with the Dallas Stars, the NHL hockey team, where we're going to be promoting and marketing with them. There's going to be a Texit suite in the stadium in Dallas. I think Texit logo is going to be on the rink, and maybe even the jerseys of the Dallas Stars in the NHL. So I mean, guys, let people laugh. Let people say no. They did the same thing about Bitcoin. If they want to lose out again and keep saying no, listen, we can't help them get wealthy, right? You got to make the actions. You got to make the choices in order to do that. But they'll save in dollars all day, bro, right? They'll put their money in a bank, not realizing once you give your money to a bank, it's no longer yours. Put in 20 grand to a bank one day, come back the next, try to get it out. Let me know how that works out for you.
Yeah. Present banking system is like Sodom and Gomorrah. Okay, don't look back at it. Run away from it. Okay, you're gonna turn into salt with this thing. You're gonna go burning with it. I'm telling you. Okay, this is the writing is clear. You know what I'm saying of where the monetary system is going. Even as we see it now, you know, China and Japan and other countries are dumping the treasuries. You know, there isn't the market for buyers of the treasuries is not what it once used to be. You know, we're seeing some disruption, you know, in the markets, and obviously we're seeing the dollar crash in value as well. So all the signs are there, folks. You know, I mean, you know, we can lead you to the water, but we can't make you drink it. You know,
Yeah.
But you got to get the assets. You got to get plugged in.
And and this goes back to what you were saying, Mims, about, you know, when a stock comes out, you got to be an accredited investor to buy it. Look at all these banks. HNW means high net worth clients only. They want to get the rich in, normies get in. Citigroup, Wells Fargo, Goldman Sachs, Morgan Stanley. They don't even custody it yet, but only the rich and wealthy can get in through them. PNC, Charles Schwab, USAA, Fifth Third. That's in my neck of the woods, right? They're exploring. So the growth is still here, guys. You can see there's still a not yet there, but they don't want you to know.
Yeah, and you gotta worry about these banks, man. You know, they already do naked short selling and things of this nature now. They'll sell something they don't own. They'll say you own some Bitcoin. They don't even got the custody of the Bitcoin. And you know what I'm saying? Who knows, you know, what's going on with the banking system. This is why we, you know, and with these institutions, this is why we tell you, look, get your crypto off these exchanges, okay?
Yep.
Don't leave your crypto with none of these banks. I don't care what type of interest they have. Don't trust them. Don't trust them, okay? Learn how to move decentralized, okay? Decentralized finance, okay? Learn how to get your crypto off of these centralized exchanges into your self-custody, decentralized, non-custodial wallets.
All right, we are getting ready to go into Texit having a breakout week. So if you guys are watching, you're excited about Texit, like this, share it out, tag a few people who need to see this, who need to learn how they can make money every single day into their own wallet, because we're going to be breaking it down in about 2 minutes. This is massive, Mims. Coinbase to launch futures products offering BlackRock's Bitcoin ETF, Apple, Tesla, and Google all in one. So you got that magnificent 7 with Coinbase stock, Bitcoin, and Ethereum. Now, I would not buy this because I don't do anything that's centralized. But for the normies out there, right? For the hedge fund managers, for the financial advisors, this to me looks like the holy grail. Like if I was going to buy stocks, this would probably be it. Just give me this crypto index with the magnificent 7 and call it good.
Yeah. I mean, that definitely, that's a little teaser. It makes it look, you know, very appealing and attractive to get some exposure to some of the obviously top companies in the market, and then also, you know, get exposure to crypto. But you know, if you've been running with the runners, and if you know what you know what I'm saying, you're not interested in that. You know, you don't want no parts of that at all, especially when we know how to get the assets ourselves and decentralize them. And all these stocks, all these companies are getting tokenized on the blockchain anyway. You know, everything is getting tokenized. The whole market is getting tokenized. So there's going to be a lot of financial innovation and opportunities and ways to get into this space. And I just don't think that those centralized institutions are going to have the best opportunities for you. You need to make sure you're running with the runners.
Yep. So again, gold is up 33% year to date, more than 3.5 times the S&P 500. But again, Mims, 33% in a year. Well, guys, let's check out Texit. I mean, this is absolute crazy, bro. I did. I'll pull up the.
Yeah, pull it up, and 33% on your savings in a year. Okay, that's huge. 33% on your savings is huge on a year to be saving your money in gold. And then obviously when we talk about our investments, I mean, yeah, Mike about to show you some numbers for Texit. And let me tell you something, there's an upside of thousands of % on this coin. Okay.
Year to date, Texit was at 14 cents at the beginning of this year in 2025. We are now in September, the 9th month. In 9 months, 14 to 285. I got my percentage calculator here. Let me pull it up here.
14, 100, and like a 20x, little 20x on your money real fast.
I got it right here. I'll pull it up.
Look, you know, and that's the thing, folks. I mean, why he's pulling
Calculate.
that up, huh? Yeah, why he's pulling that up?
No, I'm go ahead.
Yeah. While he's pulling that up, look, Texas just getting started for real. I'm just telling you right now. You know, if you really listen to Bobby Gray and you look at the numbers and even with our projections on where this project and this coin is going, we're accelerating at our growth. We're almost, believe it or not, growing too fast. Okay, we're building out this infrastructure, and people all over the world are so fired up and excited about what we have. We're like, hold on, let us continue to build some more so we can add more value for you. But folks, you know, this path to 16, you know, we're accelerating in that trajectory. And you know, Bobby Gray's talked about it. You know, we can see this coin hitting hundreds, if not thousands of dollars. Okay, as we build out this real physical mining facility all throughout Texas. And it's just exciting to see, you know, the team in this project deliver on what they say they're going to do, the transparency on what's taking place and the opportunity that people are having right now. I got people who, you know, it's so powerful really quickly with Texit. You know, when the people getting their first commission, we have people who've done other businesses in their lives and haven't had any real success, made any real money. Your first commission is $1,000 in tech. That's next level. That's unheard of. People don't make an extra $1,000 in their little part-time thing that they're doing, or generally if they join affiliate marketing or network marketing, which Texit is not a network marketing program, by the way. Okay, quite frankly, it might look like it, but it's not. Okay, and now you're talking about their first check is $1,000. That's huge. And then you're still mining coins that are rising in value. This is next level. So this is why this thing is blowing up. We have so many people, and I'm so excited for the team. We got people who are making 1,000, 2,000, 3,000 a week, you know, from this project. And the people who they're bringing in are making money, and their first check is $1,000. So it's huge. But go ahead, Mike. What was the math on that? What was the numbers?
Oh, it was. I think it was about 2,000%.
Yeah. So 20.
Think about that, guys.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
The S&P. What did it say? The S&P or gold went up 33%.
Yeah.
Which was 3.5 times. So I'm assuming the S&P did like 10-ish%, a little under 10, 8%, like it usually does. So stocks did 8%, gold did 33%, and Texit did 2,000%.
Texit for the win.
It's game over.
And this is why I say, Mike, you don't know what you don't know, and you won't know unless somebody tells you. And so that's why we're telling y'all, like this out, share this out, people who need this information, because we've been telling people about Texit. And we're telling people right now, there's more room to grow. You might say, man, 2,000%. Well, we already missed that boat. Nah. You have not missed the boat. Okay, trust me, we are just getting started. You want to be mining these coins. We're going to be mining these coins for the rest of our lives. When you buy this miner, there's a one-time purchase. There's no, I got to pay something every month. There is no setup or something like that. No, you pay one time. And every single day for the rest of your life, these digital assets, it's the key word there, digital assets will be coming to your cold storage wallet. And these digital assets are rising in value, and the success story has already been created, with it up over 2,000% within the last year and going much higher. And you guys are going to see, especially as we come out of Thailand and everything else, and you know, the events that we're having in Austin in October, and a whole lot of stuff going on, folks. So trust me, if you haven't started mining, now is the time. Reach out to whoever shared this video with you, lock in your position, get your miner, start mining Texit coin.
Yeah, without a doubt. And shout out to Jessica May. Her team's crushing it. You know, she's doing 1,000 weeks. Her team's duplicating, doing 1,000 weeks. And she's just been here for 7 weeks. So, guys, let's break down where Texit is at and look at this. This is our hash rate. Okay, this means how powerful is our network? Because again, we're building real physical miners. And Mims, I had somebody ask me, well, we have our sold hash power is almost 9,000. Our hash rate is, 400 to 450. Well, guys, that's because we have sold that much, but just because you can't just turn a mine on in like a day, right? You have to order the physical miners. You have to have them shipped here from China. You have to order the cargo container from Fog Hash and have it shipped here. You have to buy the land. You have to pour the concrete. You have to hook the electricity up.
Yeah.
So we just talked on the call tonight that the one in Victoria, Texas, should be going in the next 2 weeks.
Yeah.
So when that one is turned on, you're going to see this green thing go whoop, way up, because we're going to turn on 200 miners at one time. And he talked about tonight how this has gone down a little bit because they're having an issue with a few of the miners and figuring out like how best to run them.
Yeah, folks, you got to understand this is a bit. I mean, look at it like a business. Okay, if you've been in business, then you understand what it takes to bring something to market. What it takes to my supply and demand, and then you talk about the resources that's needed to make your product work. And so like Mike is saying, there's a whole process to actually building out a physical infrastructure. This is not just code, and he just types in code and creates some nodes or whatever have you. No, this is physical. Like Mike said, we got to order physical miners. They got to be shipped from across the world. We got to order the tanker. We got to lay the foundation for it to go on. This electricity has got to get set up. We got to, there's labor behind this. All right. But you will see here, like Mike's saying, because we're getting ready to get these other mining facilities online here. And within the next 2 weeks, and you're going to see a massive jump in the hash rate, and you're going to see a more increased value in the coin. Okay. Because as we build out this infrastructure, as the community grows, the value of that coin should grow as well. And that's what we've been seeing. Okay. And we're just getting started. Okay. We're only 8% of our target for the project. Like 8%. So if you feel like you've missed it or it's too late, we're only 8% of where we're going. Right. So yeah,
that's a good point. So this is it, Mims. Again, gold new all-time high. Texit, the biggest week we have ever had, 2,628 mining seats sold on the rocket ship. Mims, look at this revenue from this week, guys. We brought in 7.12 million into the company. The commission paid out $2.5 million, guys. Like, we are literally seeing people's lives changed daily. We're at 21,000 miners now, over 21,000. We have raised $54 million total, right? This is like a crowdfunding for real physical mines in Texas that anyone can participate in the entire world. The average miner who joined is earning about 5.3 Texit a day. Now, that's not per miner, but per person that's joined. When you share this, you can get more free mines. You can get paid. And so a lot of times people will buy more miners. So the average person is getting about 5.3 a day, and we're at almost $3, right? So $15 a day. That's pretty good. And again, we're just getting started. Yeah. So, I mean, Mims, you can see here, I mean, this is just absolutely crazy. 13,000 in America, 6,000 in Texas, Canada 253, New Zealand 518, Australia 382. We're probably all of the whole team in Australia, I think, at this point, with everything going on.
Yeah, that's huge. I mean, look at the numbers, and you're going to see that change and continue to grow. And, this is how excited the community is. People are really getting it. I'm telling you, if you're in Texas, you need to be on those Tuesday calls. And if you're looking at Texas and you are in Texas, you need to be on the Thursday calls with Bobby Gray, so you can really get a feel just, how real this project is, how transparent this project is. And when you listen to Bobby Gray, and so, this is the thing about this project and this opportunity, people are really grasping the magnitude of what this is and how the lives are going to be changed. That they're taking their commissions and they're just buying more miners. They're getting more hash rate, or they're taking their commissions and they're getting more TXC. They're getting more, more Texit coin. And so that's why we're going to continue to see growth and value in this project, because the community, you have to understand, the community really drive the value and the momentum in this project. And this community is so solid, it's so strong. When you look at, people who've been with Bobby in this project in the beginning, and like Bobby talks about, the people who are benefited the most from this project in the beginning, they are invested in this, but they want to see the success of this project. And if you get a feel for the circle of those type of people, you can tell that these aren't some international people who is looking to rug pull you or something of that nature. Like these are average people who are excited to be on this rocket ship and promote liberty and freedom and help bring honest debt-free money to the world and build that value and solidify it in Texas. So it's an exciting time to really understand what we have and really be a part of something huge. So and Texit is definitely going to make its mark in the blockchain and crypto space without a doubt.
No, I absolutely love it, guys. Again, we're just documenting this journey of showing you guys how to get assets, that are finite, that are decentralized, that just can't be created out of thin air, that have real assets backing them. Get your gold and silver, right? Get your physical coins, get your Texit miner, right? You're gonna actually this is a copper coin. This is our cold storage coin, where when you get a miner, your tokens are sent to this every day. You access it using your phone, right? And guys, this is the future. If you're not here, I'm sorry. We help everyone, we educate everyone, but it's up to you to take action. So get back with the person that shares this with you, or hit up Mims and I to get started. Because guys, we're not slowing down. Okay. Almost every week is a new record-breaking week. You can see the price of the token going from 30 cents to $1 to $2 to $3. And we have the path to $16 is our goal by February. So think about that, Mims. I'm going to be watching the Super Bowl, and Texit could be $16. That's the plan. No guarantees, but we have a mission, we have a dream, and this community is just growing again and again and again. Mims, I'll give you the last word tonight. That's all I had.
Yeah, well, I mean, look, if you follow me on Facebook, and you already saw, I did a video a couple of days ago. I took $8,000 and bought me 9 more miners. Got me 2 more positions, and just fired up and excited because I see the longevity, I see the growth of this opportunity. I see what the math and the transparency, everything makes sense. I understand this economic revolution that's going on right now, and to be a part of something like this so early, okay, but that has so much massive value. And one of the beautiful things about it is that we're able to look at what has taken place in the blockchain and crypto space, the good, the bad, and the ugly, and we're able to take the meat and leave the bone, and we're able to take those lessons and take what we understand about money mechanics and blockchain, and this is what Bobby Gray is a mastermind at. He understands, and so he put this together for success, to make money. Okay, he put this together to make money and change lives, change his lives and his family lives. And if you see what he put together with this rocket ship, and you want to help support and crowdfund and join this community, it's going to change your life as well. So it's huge. It's huge. We're excited. We're winning. We want you to win. Okay. So like Mike said, get back to whoever shared this video with you. All right. And ask them, how can you get your miner? All right. Otherwise, reach out to us. But what a time to be alive. Fired up and excited, Mike. We're going to be in Thailand in a couple of weeks, man. It's going to be awesome. But with that being said, everybody, lace up. Let's get well till we catch you on the next live.